So, good morning, everyone. I am Kendall Mead, and welcome to Coffee with Kendall. I am your host and also the owner of Brandt Travel here in Frisco, Texas. And we're very excited to share one of our favorites with you today, Collette Tours. We have recently had so many folks travel with Collette, and we continue to have outstanding reviews of their tour operators, of the hotels, of the overall experiences that they have had. And we know that we have some great opportunities for you to hear about today, in addition to all of the places that Collette can take you around the world. Without further ado, I'm going to share my screen with our Collette expert.
Collette, I think everybody who works with us, all the way down to our in-destination experts, as well as our tour managers and designers, are travelers and are passionate about that. Collette is a premium experience. These are all of the different things that we do that matter to us on tour. There's a lot of companies out there that do guided travel, and we really appreciate and take it very serious, the things that we provide you on tour. We're going to make sure your bags are handled. You have a tour manager who you'll probably hear me refer to more as your concierge. That person is from the region. They love what they do. They absolutely love the experiences and sharing all of their knowledge with you. So utilize them, please. They're there for you. We'll make sure you get a balance of inclusions as well as some free time. And then we have what's called Choice on Tour, too. Culinary, cultural, selected accommodations, unique overnights, and then any kind of transportation we can provide that is unique to the area. Also, we are the company that gives away the trips on the Wheel of Fortune. So you may have seen us there. I know when I started working, my mom, that was her recognition of, oh, wait a minute, I think I've seen that on the Wheel of Fortune. So we work with the Hallmark Channel on sweepstakes, NPR, PBS, Wall Street Journal, do a lot of advertising and branding with them. The first tour we're going to look at today is Mackinac Island. And of course, that's one of the huge highlights, right, is going to Mackinac Island. But this one is going to include the Tulip Festival. So we're going to spend 2 nights there as well at Mackinac. So we're going to head into Chicago. This is a very light and leisurely tour too, a level 1. So really almost anybody can go on this tour. There's nothing strenuous or extra difficult to get around. So just know this is what we call our level 1 activity level, 4 being the most active. So 2 nights in Chicago, then we're going to head north, Rapid City, and then we'll go to Mackinac for a couple nights. Then we're going to head back around the other side there and go to Bay City. And then we'll fly back out of Detroit after visiting some stops there. We'll start off in Chicago. We'll go on a guided tour looking at all the fabulous architecture. We'll include the Michigan Avenue, too, known as Magnificent Mile. You'll see the great Wrigley Building, the Loop, the lakefront. We'll do a walking tour of Millennial Park. Here you'll see Cloud Gate, more popularly known as the Bean, though, and be sure to get your picture reflecting in that. We'll have a wonderful dinner at Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse, and then we'll leave Chicago. We're going to head up to the Tulip Time Festival in Holland, Michigan. It's been going on since the late 1920s. We'll visit the Windmill Island Gardens and discover all of the beautiful colors that are spread across 36 acres there. Then we're on to a scenic drive to Mackinac City, arriving to the neighs and the clip-clops of horses that were replaced by the roars of engine. Motor vehicles are banned on the island, and so you'll really feel like you're back in the 1800s. We're going to spend 2 nights at the glorious Victorian era resort of the Grand Hotel. When it opened in 1887, $3 per night was the cost. 5 U.S. presidents have stayed there: Clinton and Bush and Ford, Kennedy, Truman. And there's been some great motion pictures also filmed there, Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. And then, of course, the famous 500-gallon swimming pool named after Esther Williams for the film This Time for Keeps. We'll have an elegant dinner too at this hotel. And you will also be required to dress up for this, which is one of our few tours that you do that, but it's really a special occasion. And men wear a jacket and tie, and women, of course, a skirt, pantsuit, something very nice for dinner. Then we're on to Alden B. Dow's home and studio for a guided tour. This is a 20th century architect who designed his home in the peak of the mid century modern architecture, and it is a National Historic Landmark. We're going to move on to the quaint town of Frankenmuth, really known as Little Bavaria, and you can see that as you're walking around. All of the architecture is Franconian style, some unique German shops, restaurants, as well as lovely buildings. And then we are going to go to Bronner's. It's never too early to start shopping and checking out Christmas decorations. This magical store is the size of 1.5 football fields. Then on to Dearborn, home of the Henry Ford and the Ford Motor Company. You get to explore the museum as well as the village and really experience some living history. We'll also visit the Greenfield Village, and here we'll take in historic homes. We'll see workshops where famous American icons like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Wright brothers, all were inspired. And then we'll join our fellow travelers for a farewell dinner, and we'll make our way back to DFW or wherever your travels take you. The next tour we're going to talk about is Spotlight on Washington, D.C. Now, if you're not aware, there's a big celebration in 2026. Our country is celebrating our 250th year birthday. So what a better time, what's a better time than that to go to Washington, D.C., right? Here you're going to see all of America's spirited capital city. And what's really cool too is our spotlight tours, we stay in one hotel, city center for the whole time. Kind of like a cruise on land, unpack once for those 5 nights that you're there. You can see we're going to fly in and out of DC there, some of the places we visit. So as your days and your itinerary progress, we will hub and spoke out to different locations and different excursions right from that same hotel. This is a level 2 activity level, and a lot of that is because there's a little bit more walking with this tour. But remember the other one, the Mackinac was a level 1, and this is a level 2. So American heritage and history during your stay here in the capital city of the U.S., Washington, D.C. We'll begin at the U.S. Capitol Visitor Center with a guided tour of the historic storied buildings, including the following: the Rotunda, the Sanctuary Hall, as well as the Crypt. One of the highlights includes the World War II Memorial, and this honors 16 million who served and more than 400,000 who died, and all those, of course, that supported the war effort. We'll visit the Vietnam Veterans Memorial as well. And then we have what's called a responsible travel highlight too. We visit this dog tag bakery, which is really, really fun. And their mission is to help veterans transition from military service to civilian life by finding meaningful work. We'll visit the neo-Gothic structure known as the Washington National Cathedral. It was being built in the early 1900s, and it took over 83 years to complete this beautiful cathedral. Then you can decide how you want to spend the rest of the day. This is called your choice on tour. They're both included. You just decide what you want to do. Whether you want to retrace the steps of Lincoln's assassination, or maybe you want to go to the Spy Museum. Later, we're going to have dinner, and then we'll enjoy an illuminated twilight tour of the nation's capital, which really gives a different perspective altogether. We'll visit Arlington's National Cemetery as well the next day for a narrated tour that takes us to the tomb of the unknown soldier. Then we're going to visit Old Town Alexandria. This is such a quaint, charming community nestled right there by the Potomac River, and it actually predates America's existence, making it rich in colonial history, Civil War history, as well as beautiful architecture. We'll visit Mount Vernon, the beloved home of George Washington. The estate faces the Potomac River and is open every day of the year, including holidays. After the tour, you'll have time to spend time wandering through the beautiful gardens before visiting the tomb of Washington as well as his wife, Martha. We'll then the next day visit the White House Visitor Center, explore the history of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and see all of the artifacts from the White House collection. Then we'll uncover some of the treasures of the Smithsonian Institute and give you some free time to explore more than 10 museums surrounding the National Mall. For example, this is the National Air and Space Museum, which is one of the most popular ones. And you're seeing here the Wright 1903 flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis. You can also see the Apollo 11 command module there as well. The National Museum of American History also features the flag that inspired Francis Scott Key to compose the national anthem. So I hope you can join us on our spotlight trip, 5 nights in one hotel, downtown, centrally located, and celebrate our country's 250th birthday. All right, last but not least, we have Utah's Mighty Five and the Rockies. And this is a brand new tour, especially the Rocky Mountaineer part of it. And it's super exciting. Everybody loves to ride on the Rocky Mountaineer. Let's take a look at how this tour lays out. We're going to fly into Denver, and then we're going to train all the way to Moab. We'll stop in Glenwood Springs for the night. Whoops. And then we will continue on through the 5 parks in Utah, and we'll finish off in Las Vegas. This too is a level 2 activity level. Our tour begins here. We do offer a pre-night, so there's not a lot of time in Denver before you, once you get there, just to start the tour. So if you want to spend more time in Denver, please be sure to sign up for a pre-night. Then it's all aboard the 2-day train journey, luxurious Rocky Mountaineer. This is a brand new route for the Rocky Mountaineer as well. You're going to take in some spectacular views of the rugged canyons, the valleys. You'll cross the Continental Divide. You're going to pass the Colorado River before arriving in Glenwood Springs. The Rocky Mountaineer offers an award-winning luxury rail experience, and this is really an elevated train travel with lots of unique features. Traveling aboard the train isn't about getting from point A to B. It's about enjoying every moment of the journey. You'll have panoramic views through glass dome coaches, locally inspired cuisine, and of course, outstanding hospitality. The train operates during the daylight time, stopping at hotels overnight. And this approach is what allows you to soak in the scenery by day and rest comfortably by night without missing any of the sights along the way. Your host on board give you further enhanced features all about what you're seeing as you pass iconic landmarks, beautiful views, listen to stories of the routes as well as the surrounding area. Your meals on the Rocky Mountaineer are just fabulous too. Everything is locally sourced there. You have 2 options. You have a Silverleaf or a Silverleaf Plus service. The Silverleaf Plus service is the upgrade on the Rocky Mountaineer, and it transforms an already deluxe experience to really something special. You pamper yourself too with an access to a special lounge car, and you also have an elevated dining experience as well as some wine pairing, some premium alcoholic beverages, including handcrafted cocktails, as well as bakery desserts and additional courses selected during your meal. All right, then the Rocky Mountaineer will bring you into Glenwood Springs, which is nestled there in Colorado's Rocky Mountains, where the Colorado and the Roaring Fork meets. It's a historic town made famous by the hot springs at the center. Then we're going to get back on the Rocky Mountaineer and we're going to head on to Moab. So you'll take in the Mount Garfield's imposing rock face. It's rising over 6,000 feet in the air. You'll admire more of the stunning mountain views as you cross the Colorado-Utah border. Watch as that red rock sandstone landscape really emerges in front of you, glimpsing the earthly crimson hues of that Ruby Canyon. You'll see high climbing walls, and this is just a beautiful, vibrant canyon that's really a warm up to what you're going to see next. Then later that afternoon, you'll arrive in Moab, Utah's outdoor adventure center, and the gateway to Arches and Canyonlands National Park. We're going to settle in Grand Junction there, and we're going to stay at the Homewood Suites right there in Moab, which will be your home for 2 nights. The location and this hotel are the very best. I first looked at it and was like, Homewood Suites. But you guys, this is right downtown, and it's just outside of the Arches National Park. So not only do you have access to city activities and other things, we're right there by the park. So we're going to see Arches National Park while we're there. Here's just a video as you climb through the hole there. We'll visit Canyonlands National Park as well. We'll visit Dead Horse Point. We'll also visit Capitol Reef National Park. A lot of tour operators don't visit this one, so this makes it very unique to Collette that you're also going to visit the Capitol Reef National Park. And then we're going to travel down $1 Million Road. This is named for its beautiful scenery. You'll take in more of the sandstone cliffs, the maze of canyons, the brilliant colors too of the Grand Staircase, Escalante National Park, Monument. So then Bryce Canyon National Park. Here you're going to see all the fairy chimneys as they just kind of cover the landscape right there, famously known as hoodoos. We'll also see Sunset Point. Maybe you want to get a close-up look there at the remarkable terrain. And then we are going to spend the next 2 nights in Springdale. So you will be at walking distance at this hotel to restaurants and shops. Right there too is there's a shuttle that can easily take you further into town, as well as being just right around the corner from Zion National Park. So Zion National Park will be the next one that we'll explore. And Zion is a massive out-of-this-world display of natural grandeur. It's just like other parks, but in the sense it has many, many unique treasures. It contains a maze of canyons, imposing cliffs, lots of plateaus, and of course, you'll see waterfalls as well, hanging gardens, and over 1,000 different species of plants. We're going to board an open-air tram, which will wind us through the Virgin River through Zion Canyon, which is about 2,400 feet deep and a half-mile wide. Then you'll have choice on tour. If you do like to hike and you're more adventuresome, we can come back and pick you up later and have you enjoy a very leisurely or adventuresome hike through many of the different trails that are there. If you prefer to go and learn all about Zion's Human Histories Museum there, where it will teach you the significance of the Paiute culture, the pioneer settlement, and the history of the park, that's great too. Or maybe you want to go back to the hotel and enjoy some of the amenities. All of those things are there for you to do as well. Then we're going to make our way for the final leg of the trip to Las Vegas. So all the way as you're traveling there, the tour manager is going to fill you in with things to do while you're in Las Vegas. Not that you would be short on things to do, but we will have a farewell lunch in Las Vegas, leaving you ample time to get tickets to a show while you're there, one of the fabulous restaurants that evening. But we normally do a farewell dinner, but in Las Vegas, we do a lunch because many of our guests do prefer to get tickets to a show or go to a special dinner, and you'll probably need to get reservations, which your tour manager can help you with any of that. We also will be staying at the Planet Hollywood, and we do offer a post night as well if you would like to stay longer in Vegas. And then you'll fly back home or wherever your next travels take you. And then your trip to Utah's Mighty Five with the Rocky Mountaineer comes to a close. I also want to point out to you that we are having a September sale right now, and you save up to $1,500 per couple. So be sure to talk to Kendall and her wonderful advisors about that sale as you look at booking into any of these group trips or anything else that we do with Collette. You can see here the discounts, how they apply. It depends on where you're traveling and if you have been a past traveler, as well as loyalty credits as well. But the Brandt Travel advisors have all the details and they can help you with any of that. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the presentation today.
We hope that we did inspire you with some great domestic travel opportunities for you to consider for next year. But in addition to that, keep in mind, Collette can take you anywhere in the world. So if Croatia or France or some other destination or adventure is on your mind, we can accommodate that. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much, Karen, for the fabulous presentation.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye for now.